here's Brody Brazil.
Well, by the time you're watching this, maybe we're only days or even hours away from the first Sharks game of the regular season for 2023-2024. And I can already tell you that the rest of this month of October is going to be extremely difficult. Now, this is a San Jose team which is still trying to rebuild and rebound, and it might be a tough year overall. But especially looking at their first month, really their first 3 weeks of the season, which makes up the rest of October, as Randy Hahn might say, tough sledding on the schedule for this team. But a good start is something that is imperative to the group. As the captain Logan Couture told me about 2 weeks ago, they want to get exactly away from how their last season started.
I think right now our focus is on the start of the season. I think last year we had a difficult start to the year. Our record wasn't great. We had a tough schedule to start the season going over to Europe. I know it sounds like excuses, but it was difficult for us with a new coaching staff. We had a short training camp. So I think this year we're really focused on having a good start, getting out of the gates, playing good hockey, having a good camp. So there's a lot of excitement in the building. It feels fresh and guys are ready to go.
So depending on how they do with this October schedule, there might be a couple different things to take away. Like if they struggle, maybe that was expected. It's unfortunate, but they're up against the gauntlet here. If they do well, even if they do average by any means, it means a lot more because of the difficulty of this schedule. And actually, just looking at it here, it's not super intense. There's one back-to-back. There's a couple of back-to-back days off in a row. I see some Sundays and Mondays in there. But it's a lot of home games against really tough teams. And then a 5-game East Coast road trip already in the first month of the season. It gets heavy here when you realize who the Sharks are playing in their first calendar month alone already. The first month sees Game 1 against, the defending Stanley Cup champion Las Vegas Golden Knights. And then Game 2, the Stanley Cup champions from 2 seasons ago, the Colorado Avalanche. Game 3, Carolina, I can't overlook them. They're a great team. The Sharks will see them twice already in the month of October. Yeah, we know what they're made of and what they're capable of. But then Game 4 is the President's Trophy winners from last year. The Boston Bruins had the best regular season record in the NHL. That's your first 4-game homestand. Rough. 7 of the first 9 in this month of October are against playoff teams from last season. And that 5-game East Coast road trip, it looked spread out. Things always do when you look at it on a calendar, but when you live it, when you go through it, there's 3 games in 4 nights and also a span of 4 games in 6 nights. Granted, this is the beginning of the season. Travel and everything else is a lot easier when it's not, snowing in the East Coast in January. So getting out there early in October, getting out on a good team bonding trip, nothing wrong with that. Legs should be fresh. The season just started. I'm just saying it comes hot and heavy for the Sharks right out of the gate. Some people are trying to peg a win-loss record for this team in their first month of the season. And they're not predicting good numbers. So my point again is if the Sharks can come out and at least survive this first month in any decent fashion, it's a good stepping stone for the month of November and December and beyond. They're going to be tested heavily right out of the gate. And by the way, I want to let you know, here on this channel, you've seen a lot of different kind of content, baseball all summer, different teams, different sports I'm venturing out into. I want to make it very clear. A lot of Sharks coverage coming your way here on this channel this season. Some of it may look different from before, the types of topics and content I get into. But don't worry if you haven't seen it in the last few weeks or months. Sharks content coming here on the YouTube channel. On that note, you made it here to the end of the video. I really appreciate that. Thumbs up down below. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so I can definitely see you back here next time.